Hey, welcome back everybody. Taking a little breather. Doing some coppicing today of the hazelnut bush. It was actually turning into basically a tree. And we wanted to kind of reset it so that it goes back to being a bush. And hazelnuts have a wonderful ability to coppice, which means you cut it back down to the stump in the winter when it's dormant, and then in the spring it'll push up all these new shoots and it'll start looking like a bush again. But I thought I would take a moment to count the rings here, and these smaller ones right here, these are when we moved in about 8 years ago, and this one looks like it was more like, I think 20, give or take. So the previous owner, I guess, had let this one shoot go, and then it turned into this massive trunk, and then we came along and cut it back, and then we had a couple more trunks. So with any luck, this will come back with a lot of little shoots, and then it'll look more like a bush again, and then it'll open up a whole bunch of light here. And then I'm not exactly sure what the plan is yet, but I think the pineapple guavas that are like right there and right there, they're starting to get shaded by this really tall hazelnut bush because the sun comes from over there, so it kind of like shoots in this way. This is blocking it, and these guys are getting shaded. So this is going to open up a whole bunch of light over here. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't like cause it to become too desiccated back here, but since we've got the what you call it back here, oh, now I can't remember the name of them, but these are these cast like a light shade, so it's like lightly shaded here in the summer. They're related to mesquite. Oh darn it, now it's gonna get me. All right, well anyway, while I'm trying to remember that, if you're planning on doing any coppicing or pollarding, which pollarding is kind of like cutting at shoulder or head height, now's the time to do it, right before they wake up. And then you'll get back a nice flush of regrowth, and then you can kind of prune it and shape it to however you want. So nice little reset for the hazelnut. And then the other thing that I noticed while I was up here cutting was unfortunately the prickly pears that I planted, I think both of them died, or at least I know for sure one of them did. Let's go by the olive trees here. We had like one night where it went to 16 degrees Fahrenheit just like for a minute, and yeah, pineapple guavas still look okay. They look like they took maybe some damage, but they don't look too bad. But over here, this is my Luther Burbank spineless prickly pear, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think this one may have lived because it's still green back here. Maybe the stuff on the other side is just staining, you know, could just be stained, I don't know. And then the other one, oh man, destroyed totally. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I don't think it's coming back, which stinks because this is the one that grew the best last year over the summer. I guess it wasn't very cold hardy, so we'll have to either, you know, replace it or just put something else here, because I guess this is a bit of a frost pocket. I don't know. I thought it would stay warm here because we're right next to the road, but maybe that's not true. Oh well, these things happen sometimes when you're making the best plans and trying to site things out. Microsites doesn't always work out in your favor, and also there's like variability in the wind, weather, and you know, you can't always predict when you're gonna have like maybe like a 10-year low that comes through. And I think the next thing I'm gonna do is probably cut back this arbequina to maybe like, I don't know, head height. This thing is getting big. It's looking bushy. I mean, nice and lush. Olive trees are doing really good here. I'm really happy with them. So anyway, now that I've got my wind back, I think I'll get back to this, cutting this up into pieces. And then, I don't know, I read online that hazelnut doesn't make very good firewood. I mean, it doesn't make very good, like fine woodworking wood, but I think, I'm pretty sure it makes good firewood, because I know the shells have a lot of BTUs in them. So maybe I'll just stack this up and use it for firewood for fun. Anyway, that's my tip for now. Talk to everybody later.